Hi everybody. Welcome to Fiber at 4, and I'm going to move the cord from my microphone because it's cutting my screen in half. So hi everybody, welcome to Fiber at 4, and today we're talking about one of my favorite things, which is hats. And before I get started talking about hats, I want to let you guys know that I'm still working on keeping my New Year's resolution. This week, Teresa. This week, though, I have to admit I did slack off just a tiny bit, and I only finished 1.5 projects. So I'll show you what I mean by 1.5. So this is the Cooper Gap Cowl. This is, hey Mom, this is designed by Melissa Leitman, and it is crocheted color work. And I finished this week. This is a shop sample, so you guys will be able to come in and see it when you come in. And this is made from moonshine. So that is my one full project that I finished this week. And then my half a project is this. Hey Gloria. So I'm teaching the top-down socks class. It's going to be starting late next month. And I'm trying to commit the pattern to memory. So I've made 1/2 of a pair of socks. So this is my half a project that I finished this week, and this is made from Tippy Tree Tippy Sock, and the colorway is called Lil Goblins, and it is purple and green. So I hope that you guys enjoy the fact that I'm sharing with you. The reason why I'm doing this is because, first of all, I'm so excited that I'm finishing stuff, but I feel like if I share with you guys, that holds me accountable to my resolution. And I'm going to follow through on it because I know you guys are wanting me to stick to it. So thank you so much for letting me share. Teresa's cheering for me in the background in case you didn't hear that. So today is National Hat Day, and so I thought that would be a great topic for Fiber at 4. The reason I love hats so much is they're quick and easy. Honestly, this is my kind of go-to project if I happen to forget a birthday or a gift-giving reason. So hats are quick, they're fun. Hey Nancy, and thank you Gloria. So hats are quick, they're fun. Most everybody wears hats. I know there are a couple people that choose not to wear hats, but they're just a fun way too to try out different shaping techniques, different stitch techniques, and it's just a fun, quick project. And hats are great, knit or crochet year-round. You can change up your fibers just like you would a sweater to adjust for the seasons. So that's why I love hats so much. So my first hat, I'm going to step off camera for a second. So this guy, unfortunately, I don't have a sample. We did have a sample at one point in time, but I think it actually belonged to the person who made it, so she took it with her. But this is the Camaraderie Beanie, and I love this hat. This hat is so cool. It's got kind of like a herringbone pattern to it, and it is made with a bulkier weight yarn. We actually have mecha in the kits, so this is a quick knit. So this kit comes with the mecha and the for real palm, and then we will upload the pattern to your Ravelry account. So this guy is $40, and currently we just have the London Sky colorway, which is this very lovely navy blue, almost kind of purpley blue. So that is Camaraderie Beanie. Really fast knit, really fun knit. So next, going off camera again, I don't have a sample for this hat either, honestly, because it sells out almost as quickly as I get it on the shelf. This is the Drexel Beanie. This is a crocheted hat. Yay, crochet! So this is a design by Tony Lipsy, one of my favorite designers. And it is a bulky weight beanie, and it utilizes 2 skeins of the Barocco Vintage Chunky, which is an acrylic wool blend. So the kit comes with the yarn you need to make the hat, plus the for real palm for on top. This is $39.99, and we will also, upon purchase of the kit, upload it to your Ravelry account. And if any of you have made the Drexel Beanie, kind of chime in. I'd love to hear how you liked it. This pattern looks awesome, and I need to get more kits made and get a sample made, so thanks guys. Again, a chunky weight, so again, another quick crochet. Alrighty, my next hat kit. I'm excited about this one. I know I have shown this guy before. This is the Ginger Snap hats. And this is by Universal Yarn. The yarn that they use is the Deluxe Worsted Tweed. It is a super wash, and it comes with all 3 colors to make all 3 hats. And the kit is $44.99. It comes with the printed instructions for all 3 hats, and I've finished 2 of them. So here is the buffalo check hat. And then this one is the stranded colorwork hat. I need to get a little tag for that. I think that would be fun. So I still have 1 hat yet left to make, and I hope to have it finished before next week. But just getting through the 2 hats, I still have a ton of yarn left, and I feel once I get the 3rd one done, I'm going to have leftovers from every yarn in this kit. And honestly, the Universal kits are wonderful. They are incredibly generous with their yarn. My mom did the sample for the shop of the Equilateral cowl, which is a Universal kit, and she said she could have probably made at least 1 more cowl out of the yarn they provided with in the kit. And the instructions are very clearly written. Honestly, the Universal patterns are great. I can't say enough how wonderful these patterns are. So the kit comes with the instructions, the 3 colors of yarn, and it also comes with a really cool canvas tote to put your hats in, or your projects in. So this is $44.99, and there is more than enough yarn in here to make all 3 hats. And again, here's the buffalo check hat and the stranded colorwork.
Very nice.
Thank you, Teresa. And honestly, these colors, they're all neutral, so they'll go with any color coat, they'll go with anything you happen to be wearing, and they look really, really nice together. So, and I can tell you so far, these hats are a blast to make. It once I start one, I don't want to put it down. So, very, very fun. All righty. How long does it take me to make one? Good question. If I could just sit from beginning to end and just do it, it would probably only take me a couple hours, so it takes me about a day or 2 to finish them. And I'm a very bad girl. When I make hats, I don't typically block them, even though I probably should. These are the only projects that I don't typically block. Everything else I block, whether it's socks, scarves, sweaters, all get blocked. Alrighty. My next hat kit is by Shibui Knits. This is the Helix hat, and it is a broken rib stitch. There we go. And this kit comes with the printed pattern and then 1 skein of Haven and 1 skein of Lunar to make the hat with. This is going to be a really luxurious hat. These fibers are amazing to work with. So Haven is a DK weight, and then the Lunar is a lace weight, and they're held double. And it creates, the Haven is a matte sort of finish, whereas the Lunar has a shine to it. So the Lunar creates this really neat shiny effect in the rib. So this guy is $43.99, and this colorway is called Suit. It is a super, super dark blue, and it is gorgeous. And I've got this in a couple colors on the shelf. And if you guys have made the Helix hat, give me a shout out. Let me know how you liked it. And while we're on the subject, why don't you give me a shout out as to what hat patterns you've made, which ones you like and why, and where we can find them, if they're on Ravelry or in a magazine or in your favorite knitting or crocheting book. Let us know. It's always cool to find new patterns to work on. Alrighty, now this hat, this is one that I want to make once I whittle down some of my projects. This is the Jenny hat. And this is made with Juniper Moon Farm Beatrix yarn. There we go. And this hat pattern is designed by my friend Melissa Leitman. She actually was the designer for Juniper Moon Farm for both the winter and spring collections. So yay, Melissa. We love Melissa here at the Longmont Yarn Shop. So the Beatrix yarn is a bulky weight yarn. So again, this is going to be another really quick knit with a slip stitch design in there and a really giant pom. So the kit comes with creamy white yarn, black yarn, and a for real pom. It's kind of squished in there, but I've got it right here so you can see which color it is. So that's the pom that is included in the kit. And honestly, I would love to make this hat myself. So this kit is $59.99 and it comes with the pom and both colors of yarn plus a free printed pattern. If you've not worked with the Beatrix before, it's kind of like a tube yarn. And it's 54% extra fine merino wool, 30% Angora, and 16% nylon. So that is a really luxurious blend. The care instructions say you can put it in the washing machine on a gentle cycle, but honestly, with that fiber blend, I would hand wash it. So that is $59.99 again for the Jenny hat. All right. This next one we have a sample of that our wonderful Gail made, and I hope Gail is doing well with her grandbaby. We saw pictures this morning and he is adorable. So this is the Luca Pom hat. This is by Stitch and Story. And the Stitch and Story kits are awesome. I have made one myself and I absolutely love it, but granted it was a crochet one and this is knit. Their kits come with all the yarn you need to make the project plus the tools, whether it's a crochet hook or knitting needles. So in this case it would be knitting needles. And they have the pattern in here too, and also some really well done online video tutorials. So this guy is the gray and pink combination. So these kits are $44.99 and Gail made the shop sample, which is the blue with the creamy white pom-pom, and it is this awesome stitch pattern. It's kind of a diagonal twist of the hat, and it is a very bulky yarn. So again, this would be another great fast project if you're like me and forgot a birthday or any gift giving occasion. So it is 100% wool, it is soft, and this is a super fast knit. So this is $44.99 for the entire kit, so the yarn, the needles, the pattern. It does not come with a pom-pom maker, but they do have instructions on how to make a pom-pom with the yarn you're provided with, and this is the last one we have in shop, so this is a really popular kit. Alrighty, well, speaking of bulky, the next hat I have to show you is the Perky Little Hat 2. So the Perky Little Hat 1 is one of our shop favorite patterns, and it uses only one color of super bulky yarn. The Perky Hat 2, or Perky Little Hat 2, uses two colors in the ribbing. So it kind of has, it's almost like a barber pole effect. It's kind of twisting around. And this, I used 2 skeins of the Perolana Colore. I did have to make the cap just a little bit shorter because I ran out of gray yarn because I knit tight. But this only used 2 skeins, and that includes the pom-poms because the blue isn't utilized a whole lot in there. So we have kits of the Perky Little Hat 2, and these are actually part of our clearance sale right now, so they're up front at the shop. Currently they are $17.50. They were originally $34.99, and the kit comes with the yarn you need. So we've got the silver and blue, like the shop sample, and then we've got Grello. So we've got the silver and the yellow, and all you need to make this hat is just the 2 hanks. And this is 100% wool. This is, sorry, I bet my microphone picked the cellophane up. This is definitely hand wash only. Do not put this in the washer. It will felt down. So yeah, personal experience. So these guys are $17.50 right now. We only have 3 of these kits left in stock because they are part of the sale. We've got 2 of the yellow and 1 of the blue remaining. And even if you don't want to use the kit or the Perolana, this hat would look fantastic out of some Rasta. So that is the Perky Little Hat 2. And this was a super fun knit. I had a blast with it. Okay, the next hat I'm excited about this one. Hey, my brother just signed on. Hi, Robert. So this is the 2nd Street hat. This is from our friends at Polka Dot Sheep. Yay, we brought Polka Dot Sheep back in. I'm really excited about that. And this is, again, another bulky weight hat. So another really super, super fast knit. So there is the picture right there. Hey, Robert. So this kit is $47.99, and it comes with the bulky weight yarn, which I've got right here. So this is the Polka Dot Sheep Big Sky Bulky. It is 100% superwash merino. So we've got one color, which is foliage. Isn't that gorgeous? It reminds me of fall. And the kits also come with the faux fur pom. And these poms have the ties on them. So you would just, put one of the threads through your darning needle, poke it through the hat, pull the string all the way through, and then repeat for the second one. And then just tie a bow to hold it in place. Then when you go to launder the hat, if you need to launder the hat, you can just untie it and pop the pom back out. And I have to show you guys this. Isn't that Boston Terrier adorable? I have a thing for dogs. What can I say? Isn't he cute?
Oh, yes.
Teresa had to see too. So that colorway is called Foliage, and then we have one other colorway, and this guy is called Silver Bow, and this color is gorgeous. It is kind of not quite a variegated, but I'd say a gray tonal that kind of leads into some grayish blue colors. And this guy comes with this awesome blue pom. So that would make an absolutely adorable hat. So the kit comes with all the yarn, the pom, and the printed pattern. And that's from our friends at Polka Dot Sheep out of Montana, and the kit is $47.99. Alrighty. Looking at my cheat sheet again. So the next hat kit I want to show you guys, this is called the Unbreakable Valve Tee. And we made kits using, again, the Beatrix by, I want to say Beatrix Potter. It's named after the author. So the Beatrix yarn from Juniper Moon Farm. So the kit includes the yarn and an upload of the Ravelry pattern to your Ravelry account. And it's $29.99. And what's really super cool about this pattern is I've got it here out of the Beatrix with a for real pom. But what's really cool about this kit is the pattern instructions give you instructions for any kind of yarn you want. So even though we are including a bulky weight yarn with the kit, you can make it with any size yarn. So you could use the Rasta, which we have a few colors in stock right now. So the Rasta is $25 for super bulky, and there's 90 yards in here. Or you can go the opposite direction and use a smaller yarn. So here I've got the Rios, kind of on a Malabrigo kick right now, I think. So you could use the Rios, and I would go with a color that's a little bit more tonal as opposed to variegated. Otherwise you won't be able to see the cables quite as well. And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that look like a DNA double helix to you guys? That's what it looks like to me.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Well, Marianne and Teresa agree with me. But I would stick with one of the tonal yarns so that you can see that cabling in there. So this is teal feather, and then this is water green. So either of those colors would show that cabling really, really well.
I love teal feather.
Teresa loves teal feather. Didn't you use it in your
In a sweater.
What about that shawl the Stephen West shawl you just did, this shawlography?
No, that was, I think that the teal was hedgehog.
Oh, okay, so you used hedgehog in that. Well, anyway, you love your teals.
Yes, I do.
So, the Rios is worsted weight. It is 100% superwash merino, 210 yards per skein, and these are $16.95. So I think those colors would be fantastic. And you can even take it all the way down to a fingering weight yarn. So again, I'm still on my Malabrigo kick because we've got it. I pulled some Malabrigo Sock, which is 100% superwash merino wool. Nancy says she loves her tails too, Teresa.
Tell her she's my girl.
Nancy, Teresa says you're her girl. So, the Malabrigo Sock is 100% superwash merino wool. There's 440 yards per hank. So again, I would stick to either a tonal or a variegated that has very subtle color changes, nothing too wild, so that you can still pull out that cabling. So this color is called Cyan, and this is one of my favorites. It's not quite a teal, but it's a little bit greener than a normal blue. It's really, really pretty. This camera honestly is not doing it justice. This is a gorgeous color. Then this guy's a new color. This is called Jasmine, and it's a very lovely green. It's kind of like a pale olive green, and it pairs well with a lot of the other colors on the wall, especially the speckles. Teresa, Nancy says thank you. She says you're welcome. And then if you want to do a variegated, I'd do something really subtle like this color. This is Zarzamora. And this batch, it has lovely colors in it, but it's a subtle color change. So it's kind of the same color palette. So it'll still show the cabling really well. So this is greens, purples, and blues. And I really like how this batch turned out this time. Alrighty, so that is the Malabrigo Sock. It's $21.95 for 440 yards. And it is 100% superwash merino. So these are just 3 color examples. Oh, those look kind of pretty together. These are 3 good examples of what you can use to show off the cabling in the Unbreakable Valve toque. So the Unbreakable Valve toque comes with the Beatrix yarn and the Ravelry upload of the pattern. But once you have the pattern, it is adaptable to just about any size yarn that you want to use. So this is a really good investment because it spans a lot of yarn weights. And obviously you'll need a pom-pom on this hat, so I pulled some for real poms to show you guys. We just got a bunch in. So this guy's one of my favorites. This is called Snowy Owl, and this is a creamy white base pom-pom with little black tips at the ends, which kind of hard to see on the camera. I apologize about that. You can kind of see it here. So I love this guy. Then I love the ones with lots of color too. So this is the one I showed earlier. This is the Northern Raven, and it is a black base with white and blue. And it's kind of hard to see on this camera, but the blue is actually really, really pronounced. And it would look fantastic on this hat. It would look great on black, white, blue, or even the tan. I think it would look good on. It would be a huge contrast. And then this guy is the violet-backed starling. And this one is fun. It's got pinks and purples and red. And honestly, these pom-poms vary from pom to pom to pom. So some of these guys will have more reds, some will have more purple, some will have more pinks. So they're very different from pom to pom. So the for real fun poms, which are these two, the violet-backed starling and the Northern Raven, these are $16 per pom. And then the regular for real poms are $15. And these are awesome for your projects because they're held on with snaps. So you just have to sew the snap back down to your hat and then pop the pom on. And then when you're ready to launder it, you just pull the pom off, and then you can wash it. You can hand wash it, throw it in the washing machine. So that is the for real pom. I love those. Those are so much fun. Hey, Teresa.
Yes, dear.
Do you have a favorite hat pattern?
Do I have a favorite hat
Do you have a favorite hat pattern?
Considering I don't wear hats.
Okay, Teresa's one of the silly people that doesn't wear hats.
It messes up the curls.
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, it would mess up the curls.
Yes. But I've made 2 hats, one for my son,
Okay.
and one that was in the traveler's kit over the summer one time, and it had lace.
Oh,
and I
so a
enjoyed
lace.
making that.
Okay, so Teresa enjoyed making a lace hat that was in the Park Wanderer kit
Yes.
last year or the year before?
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago. And then you also made a hat for your son that you enjoyed. Was it just kind of a plain hat or
It had 2 different colors.
2 colors?
Yeah, like a black and a white, and very nice yarn.
Black and white. Yeah, black and white is always fantastic. And Mom says she agrees with you about the lace hat.
Yeah, it was fun.
Lace is a lot of fun. I'm finding I really enjoy lace in both knitting and crocheting, and I'm really digging the color work right now. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So
Those are nice hats.
yeah, these are going to be warm, especially this guy because it has 3 different colors to it. So I'm carrying.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Did they get to see it close up?
I don't think so. Teresa's going to hold that hat closer to the camera so you guys can see it. It is kind of traditional Fair Isle, but not traditional at the same time, in that there are a couple rows where you are working 3 colors at the same time.
I like that one.
Karen says I like to make hats too, but right now I'm really enjoying amigurumi. Yes! Amigurumi's awesome. Yeah, I'm really loving my hats and my amigurumis right now, so I hope to get more amigurumis done. And between you and me, you guys, we are getting more Toft kits in, so yay, I love Toft. If you haven't tried them yet, I wholly recommend them. So back to the subject at hand, hats. So love the hats, Christiana. Oh, thank you, Nancy. And honestly, color work wise, bye, Marianne, good luck.
Thank you.
Honestly, color work wise, this isn't too difficult. It's just 2 colors, so the buffalo check. This one is a little bit more involved because it does take the 3 colors. So color work wise, this is a great project to kind of get your feet wet with color work. Okay, so back to my crocheters. I've got the Winter Garden Beanie, and this is one of my all-time favorite hats to make because it has several different stitch patterns in it. So going back to having a small project to kind of learn new stitches, this is a fantastic hat to learn new stitches for crocheters. So you've got the front post stitches for the ribbing and up the center of the trees, and then you've got the bobbles here. And then of course you're learning the shaping on top, which is really cool. I love the kind of starfish look it has going there. So this is made from Dust Tiaras, and I'm going to see if I can get this on without snagging my bobby pins. This is one of my favorite hats. This was actually, even though it's a DK weight yarn, it's a pretty quick crochet project. Great way to learn your front post stitches, great way to learn bobbles. So this is a super fun project. So the Winter Garden Beanie kit is $25.99, and it comes with the yarn and the Ravelry uploads. So we'll put the pattern in your Ravelry account or email it to you upon purchase. So the kits are made using the Dust Tiaras. So I have the Alice, and if you're not familiar with Dust Tiaras, it is another Malabrigo product. I guess I'm on a real big Malabrigo kick tonight. And it is a 50-50 blend of wool and alpaca. This guy is hand wash only, Dust Tiaras, so you don't want to be putting in the washing machine.
No, because it felt pretty nice.
Oh, Teresa says that the Dust Tiaras felts really nicely if you put it in the washing machine. Personal experience there, Teresa?
Yeah, but it was just a swatch.
Oh, it was just a swatch. Oh, thank goodness it wasn't a full project.
That's right.
So we've got kits available in the Alice colorway, which is a very nice denim blue. And then this is the Pearl colorway, which is kind of a grayish tan. And I made mine out of Polar Morn, which sadly we're out of stock on, I believe. So $25.99 for the pattern and the yarn. Alrighty, so let's say you want to steer away from kits and come up with your own hat. Well, I've got a couple ideas for you guys. So I've got these hats here, and they may look kind of familiar because we've shown them before. But this was the beanie that Melanie designed for LYS Day last year. And this is a hat that is held double with a sport weight yarn and a lace weight yarn. And she even made a pom out of that, which is really cool. I love the halo that the lace weight gives. So this is just a basic hat, but it's given a lot of oomph by using the two yarns held double. So similarly, I've got my crocheted hat here, which is actually DK weight held double with lace weight. And I love the effect that the lace weight gives the yarn. It actually almost completely changes the color of the yarns in both knit and crochet. So,
and there's a purple pom-pom.
And there's a purple pom-pom. We sadly don't carry the purple pom-pom. The purple pom-pom was a gift from a very wonderful friend that I have who's starting to make them. So. But these are just simple beanies that I know mine, I started from the bottom and worked my way up, so I decreased up. I think it looks like Melanie did the same thing, went bottom up and then did decreases for the cap. And obviously with a basic beanie, you could too just start at the top and work your way down and increase out. The good thing about designing your own hat too is you can shape it to your head. Honestly, I've got a pretty large head, so finding hat patterns that fit me are pretty difficult. I have to up my hook size, I have to up my yarn size, whereas when I design my own hat, I can make it to fit me, so I can make it so it's slouchy or more fitted. So if you've ever wanted to try designing a project, start with a hat. And hats too don't necessarily have to be worked in the round. You can work them flat and then seam them up, or you don't even have to necessarily do any shaping. You can do a tube and then run a yarn through the top, pull it tight, and it makes a really neat beanie. So there's a couple basic ideas for you guys, and I always have ideas and advice, so if you have questions, let me know. So if you want to hold a sport and a lace weight double, I've got some stuff to show you guys. Going off camera here again for a second. So this is a brand new yarn. We just got it, I want to say about 3 or 4 days ago. And this is Felice. This is by Manos del Uruguay, so brand new yarn, to us anyway. And this guy is 70% merino superwash and 30% modal, so a little bit of man-made fiber in there. And it is 350 yards, and this is a sport weight yarn. Currently we only have it in 2 colors, but we will be receiving more. So this color is called Sunset. Isn't that great? I love the oranges, and there's orange and purple in there. Isn't that fantastic? This yarn, our yarn rep from the company actually had a scarf woven out of this yarn, and it was stunning. So you could weave with this yarn, you could knit and crochet with it, and she said it stood up really, really well on her rigid heddle. Then we've also got Karst, K-A-R-S-T, which is a lovely gray, and we are expecting more colors of this in, so we will post to social media as soon as they're in. These guys are $32.99 for sport weight and 350 yards. So if you want to do a hat similar to what Melanie had, you could hold this double with lace weight, going off camera again. So what I would recommend is the Mohair Shades by Katya. I have a comment. Sunset is a beautiful yarn, and it's super, super soft. And the modal, I know some people don't want man-made fibers in their yarn, but honestly the modal helps it be a little more sturdy. So this will hold up on your knitting needles, on your crochet hooks, or your rigid heddle weaving loom.
So what is the modal, if I'm saying it right?
Modal, it is a man-made fiber. I will have.
Like an acrylic?
I think it's like an acrylic. I believe it has a little more stretch and give to it.
Okay.
And it's only 30%, so it's 70% merino, so it is mostly wool. But it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, which I think is where the man-made fiber comes into play there.
Okay.
Good question. So for a hat like Melanie's, to hold it double with a lace weight, we've got the Katia mohair shades, and that's actually what Melanie used for this hat. And these guys, they are a lace weight, so you hold it double with this and it almost makes a DK weight yarn. These are 60% mohair, 30% polyamide, and 3% wool. So again, you've got a little bit of that man-made fiber in there for strength and durability. And let me find the yardage on this guy. So there's 218 yards, which should be enough to make a hat with if you're holding the yarn double. Honestly, I tell this to everybody who asks me. I always err on the side of caution and buy more yarn than I think I'm going to need. But if I don't use it in this project, I will always find another use for it. And these guys are $11.99 per spool. And this is navy blue, but we have it in a rainbow of colors. We have a lot of neutrals right now. We've got some purples, blues, and greens. So this is really, really great yarn to hold double with your sport weight yarn. In fact, it kind of looks cool with the gray. I like that.
What about purple with the sunset?
You know, there is an orchid over there. I'm not sure if I would pair it with the sunset because the orchid we have is a little bit more on the pink side, whereas this is a little more on the blue side. You could certainly try it because it would probably go nice with the orange because they're both warmer colors. So Teresa was just asking me about pairing this with like a lavender or a purple. And it would probably work if you could find a bluer lavender. The one we have currently in stock is a little more pink, so it's a little warmer. But I kind of wonder. You can also hold it double with Silk Cloud. So I kind of, what do you think? With the velvet?
Or suit? Well,
No, I think suit might be a little too blue. So this is Velvet Silk Cloud. Velvet is the colorway name. It's $29.99 per skein. It's 60% kid mohair and 40% silk. And there are 330 yards here, which would be enough for the hat. I don't know. I kind of like it with the sunset.
yeah, I think that would be pretty.
Yeah. So pair that with the sunset. It would also be really cool with the gray. I think that would be a really neat contrast.
The black would look cool too.
Yeah.
Even with the sunset, I think.
So we've got the black of the Silk Cloud here too.
Might be a little harsh.
Yeah, I think it's a little harsh on the sunset, but on the karst, that would be pretty.
Yeah.
But I kind of like too taking a neutral and pairing it with a really bright color.
Mm-hmm.
So the Crete would look really, really nice with that gray. And I forget what you're called.
Green.
Trellis. Close. I think the green would look really nice with that gray too. So that's just me. I like taking a neutral and pairing it with a pop of color on that. So that would be really, really neat for just a basic knitted beanie. So the Shibui Silk Cloud is $29.99. It's also lace weight. And there are 330 yards here. And you know what, Teresa? I think holding the karst and the sunset together would be kind of cool. It would make it more of a worsted weight yarn, but that would look really neat because you'd have the neutral with the pop of color. So there's another idea for everybody. But yeah, we love our Silk Cloud here. This is Cheryl's favorite yarn. But yeah, any of those colors would look cool with the gray. You could even maybe do a striping effect. Have the gray and then stripe the different colors, just changing the lace weight. That would be really cool. Nancy.
Just made my hat. Yeah. For my daughter.
Yeah, I can only read part of the comment because it says see more. So Ultra Wool Fine and Ariel held together. Yes. The Barocco yarns are fantastic. In fact, I pulled some to show you guys tonight. So my hat was made with the Luca and the Ariel color. So Luca is actually a DK weight. Going off camera again. And this is definitely a luxury yarn. It is 50-50 cotton and cashmere. It is super, super soft, and honestly, it's really, really warm too. I wore this hat in Estes Park on a really cold day, and my head and my ears stayed nice and toasty, so it works great. The Luca is really, really soft, and it is DK weight. It is $29.99 per ball, and it is 156 yards. And again, it's a cotton cashmere 50-50 blend. It is definitely luxury in a ball of yarn. So I've got the silver. We've only got it in 5 colors because it's more of a fall color palette. So there's the silver, pearl, which is what I used for my base color for my hat, cranberry, which I think this is a very, very lovely red. It's not a harsh red. It's not a burgundy. It kind of meets in the middle of those 2 colors. And I think this is, it's either topaz or gold. And this is definitely kind of a greenish gold. It's not a harsh green, but there's definitely a green undertone to that. And then the lapis, which is a very true blue. Little bit on the dark side, but not a navy, not quite that dark. And I used about 1.5 of those for my hat, but I made this very slouchy, so it's not as fitted. You could probably get a hat out of just one of these if it's a bit more fitted beanie as opposed to a slouchy hat. And I paired it with Ariel color, which I'm going to go off camera and get. So I held my Luca double with the Ariel color, which is another Barocco product. Again, it's a lace weight, and there are 284 yards in here, 65% mohair, 35% silk. Both of these yarns are definitely hand wash only. Do not put them in the washing machine. So by pairing it with the Ariel color, it basically changed the appearance of the yarn. And you could pair that pearl color with just about any of these colors. I liked the lighter color, I felt the blue would be just a tiny bit too much. But you could pair that blue with the lapis and make a really neat looking hat. Or you could do the gold with this blue and yellow and orange colorway. Or honestly, any of these would look great with the gray. So when I made this hat, I didn't even use a full ball of the Ariel color. It took maybe about 2/3 to 3/4 of a ball, so I still have a tiny bit left. So in the Ariel color, I've got 4 colorways still in stock. And I forget the names of all these colors. They're named after paintings or painting styles. So this guy is color 3412, which I want to say is water lilies, but I'm not 100% positive. This is 34104, which is the blue with the yellow and the orange in there. This is 34103, which definitely has more warmer tones to it with splashes of turquoise, which I think is really, really awesome. I think that would look great with the cranberry. Or even, I still think the gray would look good with any of these colors. Then the color I used, which was 34100, which is definitely a rainbow color, but it's a pastel rainbow. So a little bit on the lighter side. So all of these products that we've shown you tonight are in the Fiber at 4 shopping category under the shopping tab at the website. I have also included under the Fiber at 4 category the ChowGoo 16-inch circular needles, the ChowGoo double pointed needles, and the Amore crochet hooks. Typically when you're making a hat, if you're knitting it, you have a 16-inch knitting needle, and if you're working from the bottom up, you're decreasing down, so you're going to need those double points at the cap of the hat. And then of course the crochet hooks for crocheted hats. You can also use the magic loop method, so that would require like a 32 to 40-inch knitting needle. Again, I don't do magic loop. I prefer my double points, but that's just me.
I love magic loop.
Teresa loves magic loop. So off camera, we're going to have a debate, double points versus magic loop. Yes. So that is all we have for you guys tonight. We will see you next Sunday. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend, and yeah, stay warm, and we will see you later. Bye.